What's up, everybody? Today, I'm gonna tell you all about my journey of becoming a barber, from high school to the US Air Force, to college, to corporate work, and now a YouTube barber.
We here, baby. You know what's up. Came to play the game. We are not the same. Win or lose, I'm not ashamed. May not feel me, know my name though. We here to talk some shit. Came to play the game. We are not the same. Win or lose, I'm not ashamed. May not feel me, know my name though. Never scared to step. Never scared to sweat. Never scared to be myself. No matter where I'm at.
I figured the best way to start this channel off will be answering probably what I would say is the most common question I get as a barber with new clients. How you became a barber, how did you end up in this spot? And I have a pretty interesting story, at least I think it's interesting. It keeps me entertained, I guess that's all that matters. My first job ever is when I was about 12 or 13 years old. I was sweeping up the local barbershop. It was called Hotspot Barbershop. Great memories there, shout out Hotspot. Friday and Saturday were my two main days there. I would be in there sweeping up all day while they cut. Then I would clean up their stations at the end. I just naturally gravitated towards doing it and wanted to try it on my own. My parents thought it was a good idea. They bought me a set of clippers, and I'm pretty sure it was just so I could cut my brother's hair for free. Love you, bro. He's the first one that I started cutting up, and I'd just be in the garage, tearing them up, of course, until I got good enough that my boys would let me cut them. Started cutting them up, cut all my friends in high school. I was charging like $5, $10. I was making good money on the side, and for us it was cool because we were all just chilling in the garage, you know, having a good time. I was spinning, you know, we were spinning, cutting, spinning. I had a dope little business card, my first business card ever while I was in high school. It was fun, but it wasn't like I wanted to be a barber at that time. You know, barbering full time was not even in the picture for me. Then I went to the Air Force. About a year after high school, you know, I did a little bit of college for like the first year or so, very, very little bit. Mostly just hung out with my people. We had a good time doing that until it was time to ship off to the Air Force. I spent 5 years active duty. I had great times, not a great time. I had some great time, and I used to cut them up back in the day. I even have a picture of me in my dorm room cutting them up. So I would do that in my off time for my boys. After a couple years in the military, I learned literally after a couple years. My second year, I got deployed to Afghanistan. I was there for about 7, 8 months. At that time, I knew I was done. I knew there was no way I was trying to stay in the military long term. That was enough for me. And I had great experiences, but as a lifestyle and for having a family later down the line, I knew I didn't want to do it. I was actually trying to get out early at like 2 years. Then I found out you don't really get all your benefits when it comes to your VA home loan benefits, your school educational benefits. You don't get all of those if you get out before 3 years. That might have changed since then. I don't know if it's exactly the same timeline, but probably is. I decided to tough it out. I moved down to South Florida. I went to Broward College. That's where I did flight school. Then I realized flying planes for airlines was basically the same type of lifestyle as being in the military. So I switched to my business degree. I ended up working with a company called Chewy.com. It was really fun. I went to work loving it. I didn't want it to end. But I knew long term, looking into my future, that I didn't really want to be doing the same thing I was doing there, or didn't really have a vision for what I wanted to do with that company. Nor did I want to depend on any company for my lifestyle. That's something I always understood. I knew that no matter how much I liked the job, if I had to depend on that job and this employer to pay me a paycheck, that wasn't gonna be the end all be all for me, because that's not the kind of freedom that I wanted. I never thought I had to go back to school, but here I was, and you know, it felt like high school again. But I met some awesome people. We're all doing our thing, climbing up, heavy hitters of Ocala. That's how I started. I knew it was gonna be tough. I knew I was gonna take a big pay cut, which I did, but it didn't matter to me. I wanted to take control of my life and get into something that, for one, I enjoy doing on a day-to-day basis, which I do. Obviously, the sky's the limit. I'm gonna keep going, but the fact that now that I'm a barber, I've been a barber full-time with no other job for almost exactly a year now. Now I can say I support my family completely on my own. You know, I don't have to depend on an employer to give me money or to give me an opportunity. I create my own opportunities now. And that's ultimately the message that I feel like is important for a lot of people, because at the end of the day, everything you want is something that you can create for yourself. It's just a matter of what effort you're trying to put into it. For me, it was being able to support my family without depending on an employer, especially to tell me when I can and can't take off. To me, that's way more valuable. And it's a personal thing. It may not be valuable to you, but for me, that means everything. To know that I support my family now 100% off of the effort that I'm putting into it. I love what I'm doing now. I love that, you know, it's given me the freedom that I'm looking for. And now it's just a matter of taking that to the next level. And that's what the YouTube is for. You just got to take what you want and go for it. And that's why I'm here. That's how I'm here today. I never thought I'd be a barber full time, but here I am. And I'm loving it way more than I ever thought I would, you know, enjoying my craft, getting better every single day, and knowing that the people that come to see me are people who want to come see me. They want to look good, and they want to have a good experience. Nobody's trying to come to their barber and be in a bad mood, and the barber shouldn't be here trying to be in a bad mood either. Like, if that's the case, I won't be cutting hair. And people are generally always on that vibe. They either like me or they don't like me, and if they don't like me, they're not coming back. And that works for me because I don't want you to be around me if you don't like me. You know, I don't want those bad vibes. I want people on the same, you know, frequency level who understand that, you know, we're both trying to get better, and I'm gonna get something from you and you're gonna get something from me. And at the end of the day, and I'm not just talking about the haircut, but, you know, energy, education, lessons, whatever it may be, relationships, and it's always a give and take, and it should always be that back and forth, and that's what I enjoy so much about it. And I met so many great people, always meeting new people. And for me, that's just the type of person I am. I enjoy that. That's not for everybody, but it's a great thing that I'm lucky enough to say I experience now, and we'll see where else it goes. You know, YouTube is just the next piece of that journey, like I said. So from high school to the military to corporate work with Chewy, and you know, even flight school before then, and now cutting hair, you know, that's my journey. I've been having a great time. And I hope that is a story that, I don't know, resonates with you in some way. So thank you very much for sharing it with me. Don't forget to subscribe. We definitely got a lot more coming. I'm excited to do all these videos with you. And I appreciate you coming to view.